See if Twitch wants to work for me. Work for me.
Well, it seems to be. It looks like here anyway.
Yeah. I am excited to see... No, not that one. This one. There you go, buddy. There you go.
Ah, here we go. Spell is learnable by bards, sorcerers, and wizards.
Ooh, nice.
So
Alright.
you could do it.
Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. I am your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we shall be continuing the tale of shifting fates. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. As always, if you guys want to check out some of our other content and all the other stuff that we're doing, feel free to go over into our socials here. This is our link tree where you guys can find all of our information, including our website, which has a lot of our stories, our Patreon, and all kinds of other stuff. Go check that out. Now, last we left off, also Bill and Rowena, are not going to be here today. Rowena because of her life stuff, and Bill because he has a massive migraine going on. But their characters are both journeying for several days anyways to get to this point. So we're here with our main group. Now, our main group have decided that the best way in order to succeed in life is to steal one of the most powerful artifacts that they have ever discovered from the hands of arguably one of the most powerful people that they have possibly ever met. Are you ready, kids?
Aw, yeah.
Oh no.
God, I forgot that you don't watch SpongeBob. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay, I don't either.
I need my eye, Captain. But yeah, so
Hi,
you guys,
Captain.
yay.
I can't hear you.
I, Captain.
Ah!
Who is a pineapple under the sea? Anyways, trip down memory lane. So you, Ellie, and Oliver talked with the wonderful Dr. Rigor Mortis last episode. And then Jackson talked with Averin, essentially telling her that they were going to find a couple of people, start slotting a couple of folks into the tavern, make a big scene. He would distract Tommy to some degree by starting a bar scene,
Bar fight?
possibly a bar fight, possibly just everyone drinking themselves to death, who knows. And Averin, you would be sneaky. So he gets a couple of people, you get a couple of people, not too many people obviously, because that's what you call it, sus. And so he gets just a couple of people. I know, right? So he gets a couple of people, you get a couple of people, you guys walk in, and just imagine there's more people in here. I'm gonna use a who's a good picture? We're gonna use a zombie as a picture. There you go. That's what we're going to use. Just imagine that this zombie is a person, and not the zombie, and we're just do. Oops, that didn't work. That work. So these guys just gonna be sitting over here, doing all their fun bar stuff. People are just gonna be there, and we're gonna have no one there, another one there. All right. So, but yeah, you guys walk in. The usual patrons decide to wander their way and mosey their way over, and you and Jackson kind of go up to Oliver and Ellie, and yeah, Jackson kind of like looks at you guys and it's like, all right, so me and Averin here decide that we're going to do something kind of spooky. How do you guys feel about this?
I'm very
What
concerned
do you
about
mean, Jackson?
I'm very concerned about your vague word choice.
So You know how we're fairly confident that coin has got some mystical properties to it?
We'll explain a few things.
So it's terrifying to look at. Don't look at in the eyes. If you don't think it has eyes, that's a good thing. But I'm a thief, and so is she.
Oh, no.
So we're gonna steal it.
I mean, that's not new. Do you guys have a death wish? And Ellie will stand up and slam her in death.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We know what we're doing. I'm not going to steal it personally. I'm going to start...
Oh.
What's it called when you do a bar fight without fighting?
You should know this. You worked at a bar yourself.
Yeah, but usually it just end up in bar
drinks,
fights.
Cause a scene.
Cause a scene. There we go. I'm gonna cause a scene with live drinking. Don't worry. I got some money from Averin. It's fine. I'll pay her back at some point. But we're gonna cause a scene.
You mean I will be paying her back?
That's fine. Fine.
Last I checked, I'm the one that dealt with your debt with Tommy in the first place.
Do you have 5 platinum on you?
I think Ellie does. Oh wait, no, she doesn't because of your stupid debt.
That's what I thought. Don't worry about it. I'll pay her back. But so I'm going to start a massive drinking competition in the bar with my money. And while he's distracted, trying to make some food, make some drinks, all that fun stuff, Averin will do what she does best. What are you going to do, Averin?
Oh, right. Okay, I'm right over here. Last I checked on the map, I was like down in the corner, so I thought I was hiding. It's all good. Averin's gonna look around to check if anyone's looking.
No one is. No one's paying attention.
And she's gonna wink and put like a finger up to her lips, and she's like, "What I do best, of course." And then she's going to cast invisibility and non-detection.
See, she is very good at what she does. I think he said non-detection?
Yeah.
I actually don't know that spell. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Okay, well, I just cast invisibility.
Oh, nice.
And
cool. So you can't be detected by... Oh, interesting. That's a very smart plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very smart plan. So, for the viewers, for anyone who doesn't know, invisibility allows you to become invisible, effectively speaking, which allows you to... It's impossible to see without the aid of magic or special sense. And for the purpose of hiding, the character is highly obscured. And then for non-detection, for the duration, which is 8 hours, jeez. You hide a target that you touch from divination magic. It must be a willing target, blah, blah, blah. Target cannot be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. That's the important part. So yeah, you are just completely invisible to everyone, and Jackson's just like, yeah, no, she's disappeared. So, Ellie, would you like to be my partner in crime and drink someone under the table?
Of course, silly. I wouldn't want anyone else to take that place.
And Doctor, you can honestly probably make sure no one dies of alcohol poisoning.
I've only got so many. I've only had so many. Crap above game. I'm actually blanking. I've only got so many lesser cure-alls, as you know.
Well, we don't have to let everyone not die of alcohol poisoning. Mostly just us. Actually, I don't think anyone in this bar actually is that important down here.
I would appreciate it if nobody died.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what it feels like after we get the coin.
Just gives him a mistrustful glare.
All right, so let's go ahead and start some drinking. He like hops down off the side here and he just calls out, "All right, Tommy, it's time for a showdown." And you can see Tommy's face immediately go from, "Oh, I got some good patrons, got to really start getting some drinks," to "Motherfucker" every time. Like, you see that shift. His face just completely shifts to one of just like a violent rage building inside of his soul. And he looks at Jackson as Jackson's walking towards him, and he's just like, "I swear to God, Jackson, if you break my goddamn wall, I'm going to break your shins too." Jackson's just like, "Don't worry, my
Touch him,
man.
and then I'll have you myself, Tommy.
I will eat your arm if you break my wall."
I'd like to see you try.
"Do not start another bar fight. What you need?" Jackson's just like, "You know why I love my man? I love some drinks. I love some parties. And these boys ain't got enough drinks. Round on me, boys. Time to get drunk as fuck." Tommy sighs. Tommy sighs deeply, and he starts grabbing a bunch of different mugs and starts placing them down on the counter. He's like, "It's gonna be a long, long day." After probably 10 or so minutes or so, everyone has managed to find a drinking buddy, or multiple in some cases. And just kind of drinks are piling up. Tommy's starting to get busy, and you do notice Tommy has now put away his coin. Averin, roll me a perception.
Mhm. Okay, I got this. Oh, that's pretty good.
Hey, it's a 15. You have noticed he has put it in his pocket, as he is now using both hands to clean and to place down food. And he actually has one or two people who are like bringing the food out to people. First time you've ever actually seen him have like servers and stuff like that. They don't seem particularly interested in anything other than the food. But they are moving food and stuff back and forth. But he's like producing it, moving it, and he needs two hands for it. So he's just constantly moving stuff. Ellie, Jackson is smiling at you as he is now downed his third drink of the night. How many have you downed?
Ellie would be matching him.
Cool,
Of course.
In that case, roll me a Constitution save.
How about no?
God fucking damn it, Jackson, you lightweight.
Saving throw?
Yes.
He's about to be cuddly or
Good
stabby?
Jesus Christ.
Ellie's built for this.
That's the fourth natural 20 that has been rolled by her today. And it's the third natural 20 that I have encountered either by me rolling or by watching today, aside from those.
Nobody saw it happen, not even Ellie herself, but it seems somebody replaced her drink with water.
Yeah,
mean, honestly,
somebody
I don't know.
probably spiked his
Probably wrote
drinks.
himself.
So you're downing some drinks. He's very quickly being like, huh. Woo, somebody put something strong in this cup. Ooh, I like it.
Tommy, did you spike his drink out of spite?
Only a lot. Don't worry,
Ellie
Tommy. You're a good boy, Tommy. Are you in a well? Oof. Alright. So, Averin, you do see that Tommy is quite focused on the party. And let's see how the party is generally going, boys and girls.
That is a perfect nothing.
Yeah, it's not rowdy, and it's not quiet. It's honestly not as exciting as you thought it would be. It's kind of a disappointing party.
Yeah.
Ellie's gonna have a performance. Let's go.
Come
Well,
on,
what
Ellie,
are you
spice
doing
things up
with your
for me.
performance, Ellie? How you displaying your action here?
Ellie's going to hop onto the table. It's like, come on, everyone! I will drink you all under the table. Get your asses up and start drinking now and sing along with me. 100 bottles of beer on the wall. 100
Oh my
bottles
God.
of beer. Take
Somehow the
one,
100
sit
bottles of
around,
beer song really inspires their
99 bottles
soul.
of beer on the wall.
So they all, you all now hear a chorus of 100 bottles of beer on the wall as they all sing along with you, many of them slurred as they are downing more and more alcohol, and Tommy looks honestly slightly aggravated. Sound of 15 people screaming 100 bottles of beer on the wall is not often a pleasant one, as he just kind of sighs and he starts moving drinks around even faster at this point. All right, that's a shitty beer, that's a good beer, that's one for Jackson, that's a shitty beer, that's another one for Jackson, that's a shitty beer. This will
Ellie
kill
takes the
Jackson.
one.
Huh?
Ellie takes the one for Jackson.
It smells like very strong alcohol. Kind of like rubbing alcohol, honestly.
She takes it like a shot.
Just waiting for the
roll
perfect
me-
opportunity.
Roll me Constitution with disadvantage. He kind of like looks at you as you do so, and he's like,
Hey, Sin,
yes.
just for her safety, I'm going to Flash of Genius, sir. That roll
Alright,
is now a 16.
Nice.
Hee.
You take it like a champion drinker. It honestly reminds you of when Grampy would regularly start spiking your drinks, mostly after you started burning his canes. He often used his own personal stash for this. It hits you like a train. Tommy just kind of looks at you with a legitimate confused face as you just kind of down it. You take someone, you down it, and you're just like, yeah. It's like your 6th, 7th. Oh, where did Ellie go?
She got so drunk she died.
Well, I
Oh,
guess
crap,
I said
I'll
that I was supposed to kill Jackson, but like, damn.
Nobody move. Nobody worry. I know a good necromancer.
Nobody move. We have Ezekiel somewhere. But I need you to come back.
Honestly, yeah, it looks odd.
I'm assuming Ruby turned off her laptop.
I don't know. While all this happened, I'm just like watching Tommy and like watching the surroundings, waiting for the perfect moment to sneak up behind him.
Ruby did in fact turn off her laptop.
Oh, crap, and the worst part is since she's got non-detection, not even I can detect like when she's added, so I can't give her any bonuses.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell, as you're kind of sneaking behind Tommy, for the very first time, you do not feel his gaze upon you. For the very first time. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. Feel free.
Silently smirk.
He does, in fact, seem like he's not paying attention to you. So if you'd like to, roll me stealth and roll me sleight of hand.
Okay.
Stealth with
He's
advantage.
normal? With advantage. Whew, yes. Okay, stealth. Come on.
Oh, that's a good thing you had advantage on that.
Mm-hmm. I still got an 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
And
roll.
then
Is
advantage.
perception with disadvantage. Oh,
Oh.
so that was a 3 that he rolled. So he did in fact not see you, and that is sleight of hand with advantage. Ooh boy.
Yes,
All right.
I got it.
I'm amazed that you managed to get 19 out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So you reach into his
Plus 9,
pocket,
dude.
and we're gonna do one more. We'll do this one is again with disadvantage.
Oh.
Yep, that's a 4. That he rolled a 4. So you reach in, and you can tell he's busying himself a lot. He's very confused, staring at Ellie. Hi, Ellie.
I
He's very confused, staring at Ellie as she is just taking it like a champ, just downing it. If it really does feel like you just took a dragonborn in the mouth, just like breathing down your throat, it's very unpleasant. But he's just like legitimately confused at you, just like, I'm amazed that you are still standing after those 2 drinks. As he does so, you can actually see it, Ellie. The slightest, ever so slight movement of his pocket. As Averin reaches in and grabs the coin. Roll me a will save.
Who?
You.
Me?
Oh no.
Yeah.
A will save. Okay, what does
Yeah.
that look like? What does that look like?
Or sorry, a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay.
If I
Normal,
ever say
normal.
will, just assume I mean wisdom. Oh,
Oh my god! How am I
That
doing
was-
this so
that was
well?
almost a 2.
Don't question it. Just accept that
Talks
the
with
dice
Abby.
god.
She's stealing.
As you wrap your hand around it, your brain goes blank for just a moment. Before you pull back out, you step away. I'm assuming you're walking out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like sneak out of the building. I'm gonna slip the coin into like my sleeve,
Uh-huh.
like the cuff of my sleeve, so that I kind of like still feel it, so that I just
Mhm.
making sure it's all nice and tucked in there, as I just sneak out of the bar.
Okay. So you slide out of the bar, and the moment that you get outside the bar, and you're like kind of right over there, so you can still see through the windows and stuff like that. You step outside the bar. You fall over, and you hit the ground.
What the
Oh
fuck?
no!
Fuck. Wait. Perception check, Ellie? I hear this?
With disadvantage.
Fine.
Actually, you would have 2 disadvantages. Actually,
How
no,
hard did I
are you
fall?
still invisible? No, your
Yes.
concentration were
Invisibility.
broken.
Oh,
So-
yeah, my
Invisibility
concentration.
Yeah.
lasts for an hour.
Your concentration was broken, however, because of this. So, considering your location, Ellie, which would be right in front of Tommy, and the fact the rooms are out loud around you, give me disadvantage with a -2 to all your rolls. It is extremely unlikely you would hear it. It is very unlikely you would hear it, and you do not. So you're drinking. You see the slightest ruffle of his coat, and you can kind of hear the door slowly like open ever so slightly, almost as if the wind itself is blowing the door open. But you don't hear anything past that. Averin, you have now fallen over on the ground,
Oh no!
and you are completely unconscious.
My girl! Best girl! No!
What the fuck did you do?
So the 2 of you, while you're inside the bar, what are you guys doing?
I guess Ellie's just drinking. I mean, at this point, she'd look around for Jackson and Ollie. It's like, are we still good? Did she
Jackson
get it?
kind of raises his mug to you. I hope to God you did not just say, "Did you get it?" in the fucking middle of the tavern in front of Tommy.
You're not that drunk.
That drunk. No, Ellie's not that drunk. So she just say, "It's like, are we okay? You good? Has
Jackson
everyone had a
kinda-
drink?"
Raises his mug. He's like, "Yeah, more drinks, more drinks." As Averin did not give a
I
specified
think you're
time.
done.
I just assume Ollie just like put down a couple coins for her a drink, but just poured himself like a glass of his cure-all and just has been pretending it's alcohol this entire time.
Yeah, I think Averin didn't give like a specified time or signal or
Nope.
anything. She figured that everyone would get so drunk it
Nope.
wouldn't matter.
Yep. So time will pass for you guys. How long do you guys want to be spending drinking and stuff? Jackson will go pretty much until one of you guys say. He's also drunk off his fucking rocker at the moment, so he has no concept of time. Ellie?
Ellie will likely call it soon. She'll probably have like one more drink and then go.
Okay.
Because someone needs to be the sober friend.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure that's your sober friend. But feel free to roll me one more con save, as I will roll for Jackson as well. Yeah, he's fucking out. Somebody hit his drink
lost him.
really hard.
Yeah, Ellie's calling it. It's like, no, you're done. You're done. No more drinks for you. And she'll like put his arm around her as she tries to drag him away. And she'll announce to everyone, it's like, okay, the tab has closed.
Tommy's just like, fucking serves him right. Goddamn, served him more alcohol than anyone in this bar. Jesus.
Ellie's gonna shoot daggers at Tommy.
Hey, he deserved it. He wanted to drink. I gave him 5 times the alcohol everyone else had.
Yeah, thanks for that, bitch.
He's gonna wake up with a hangover and know this is a
worse.
bad idea.
Praying to goodness
least
gracious
you
Tommy
me.
doesn't leave this bar.
You guys are
Tommy,
fairly aware he doesn't leave the bar.
Hey Tommy, I'm not normally the person that's up to this sort of thing, but thank you for that.
Hey, he's not breaking down my wall. That's all I want. Jackson just kind of slurs his words hard and is just like, oh, well, I'll break down your wall another day. Oh, God. Oh, you put in this dwarven hair.
Honey, we're going.
Don't worry, Ellie, I'm still. Don't worry.
Honey, your dwarven side's showing. Stop it.
There's so much dwarven hair. Oh, I think there's some
Ellie, calm down. There's still.
piss in you.
Ellie, hey, calm down. And I still got plenty of lesser cure all I can use.
Well, that's good. I don't need him speaking Gnomish anytime soon. He doesn't say the bestest things.
Just the slur of words that are coming out of this man is not words that should be heard by most people.
Yeah. The things in Gnomish he could say.
Yeah, so you guys start walking out of the bar, and you guys get about 2-3 steps out of the bar before you look to your left, and you see a completely unconscious, passed out Averin who has clonked her head on the floor.
Totally thought you were gonna make him roll perception.
Honestly, that above game, that's actually a lot better than I was expecting to see when I looked down.
No one's come out of the bar just yet, so
Pulse. Ellie's gonna check medicine check.
feel free.
I'll give her advantage on that one.
Okay.
And to flash it, just for good measure.
Nice.
Okay, the flash is a waste.
You need to flash.
You can keep your flash.
Advantage.
Oh, keep the flash? Okay.
Yeah. Feel free
That was
to hit
me
that
with
advantage. Feel free to hit that advantage, Ellie, if you want to. Do
No.
not need the advantage, yep. You can tell she is in fact breathing very shallowly. You do not know what's wrong with her, but you can tell from looking her over. Her hand is completely dead man's grasp around an object. You assume it's the coin. You could not get this coin out of her hand if you had a crowbar.
Well, fuck. So, what should we do? We need to drag her somewhere not here.
Yeah,
Let's go to Marigold or Mrs. Claus.
I was gonna suggest Mrs. Claus just simply because I bet we could probably find more safety there than the slums, if you'll forget of that comment. If we give that jab, I suppose.
Yeah.
I assume one of you guys picks her up.
I assume probably 2 of us are carrying her.
I'm holding Jackson.
Okay, I'll pick her up then.
You're welcome to give him your cure-all if you'd like.
Yes, I will give Jackson in my cure-all. Where the heck is that spell?
Good play. So you give him the cure-all, and he's like, oh, ooh. Man, I've not had that strong a drink in quite some time. I think Tommy had something against me.
Oh, he does.
Might have been the entire wall I destroyed a couple years back.
Honestly, considering all the chemical masterpieces I've seen, I I think it's honestly kind of a blessing he only tried to make you exceptionally drunk.
Yeah, normally he has a lot of other punishments he decides to do, but yeah, I think he was being nice today. With a weird form of niceties. Anyways, oh god, what the hell happened to Avron?
We don't. Oh no, we're just trying to see if we can find a place to hole up until we can.
We're
Get a
assuming
more
that she's
thorough
holding the
examination.
coin and something happened.
Okay. Probably a good idea to take her away then.
Yeah, and I think I know probably one of the best locations to go. I'm just hoping she's not averse to just having company for a while.
Alright. So you guys slowly but inevitably drag Averin all the way over to Mrs. Claus down here. Boop. Oh, and no bill. Boop. Or you. Boop. There we go. Alright. You guys get to Mrs. Claus. As you guys enter Mrs. Claus' domain, you can see she is in the middle of currently baking some more cookies. You assume that this is the same monster that she was beating the ever-living crap out of when you guys had seen her. Apparently these cookies take a while to make because she's just like kind of mixing up the batter and slowly putting on a plate. She's like, oh, you're back. And you have an unconscious one with you. What happened to your friend?
We're still trying to figure that. I don't suppose you mind if we put her in a chair in one of these corners here and take a closer look at her, or do you?
Oh, not a problem, dear. Just don't worry about the mess in the area. It was a real fight today for the mimic cookies, but yeah, I've finally gotten to the batter stage. It takes a long time to tenderize the meat in order to get it properly to cook. So it took me a while, but feel free to sit over there. It might smell a little bit bad for now, but I'll clean it. Don't you worry.
Right, he just says, I'm just gonna grab the sickle from my backside and just tap one of the chairs a couple times because it's like at this point I would not be surprised if this chair is a mimic.
Well, the chair is covered in mimic. Actually, most of the area is you realize as you're making kind of chair go back together. Yeah, it was used to break over the side of a mimic, which is why it was broken, so it just kind of forms itself back together. She's like, oh, right. Yeah, I used that chair to kill the mimic.
How did you reform it?
Oh. I usually just put it back together.
How did you... What? You know what?
Fine, don't worry
fine.
about it.
It's fine. I'm just gonna drag the chair over and lean it up against the wall and just put Aaron in a sitting position on it.
Nice. So, Avrin, the last thing that you remember is that you were walking out of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were in nothingness. You were just kind of floating. It was weird. It was a very strange existence. And very uncomfortable. You'd never really had time to reflect before. But now you're just there. How do you feel about this?
Is it like a sort of peaceful nothingness, or?
It's nothingness that can be whatever you want it to be. Anxiety-inducing, peaceful, however you think you would feel.
I feel like it would be like sort of peaceful, like if I'm imagining that I just sort of like my mind like kind of like slows down, like the train of thought that's like usually going like crazy and thinking of like everything just kind of like it like comes to like a stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like floating.
Yeah.
I just like I usually don't let like my fatigue like take over me because I can't rest.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just like kind of like everything sort of catches up to me, and I'm just like I feel like I can just be still for a moment, you know?
Yeah, that's about how you would feel. Yeah, it's a very nice feeling. What is she thinking?
I feel like she like if she's not like thinking about like it's like the coin and like all that sort of stuff, like she's not like that doesn't sort of like cross her mind, so she's just like she feels like she can actually take a nap.
Cool. Yeah, you're just in the darkness, floating there. You do feel a presence after a while, just something that's just kind of there. So it's up to you whether or not you would really hone in on that feeling.
I feel like if she like it's is it like some sort of like there's like someone that's like behind me or something, so like something like that.
Kind of. It's not quite like they're behind you. They're just there. You can feel like there's something that's there. It would be very similar to like almost as if an old friend is sitting next to you or something like that. It's just there's a presence.
Well, in which case she kind of like she kind of like slowly like stirs like almost, but like kind of like what's that? What's that?
You feel the presence kind of move, and it's just like, you are not the usual one to contact me, child.
Huh?
Who might you be?
Averin.
An
Who are you?
interesting name. A full blood, too. I have gone by many names over the many, many centuries. Coin is the one I go by currently. You may call me whatever you wish.
Weird coin thing. Okay.
That is the name you wish to give.
You're Tommy's coin?
I am not his object. We have a pact, a mutual association.
Yeah, well, it apparently didn't keep you secure enough. So, I guess you're mine now.
Who are you?
Just said I'm Averin.
Your name is not what I mean.
Well, identity is mostly comes down to a name. What else do you want?
Why do you seek my power?
Because my friends were interested in it.
Gaining power for the friendship of others. That is a new one.
Benefits me.
If you could have all the power that the world could possibly give you, what would you use it for?
Well, power in itself. I guess a few weeks or something ago, I would have said that I just would have used it to keep myself safe. But nowadays, it doesn't feel like my safety doesn't matter as long as I have people. My friends, probably. Just to keep us together. Just be happy.
Such a strange creature. Never before have I been sought out for friendship and happiness. I can see into your heart, child. You are a selfish creature at your core, and yet you seek friendship, selflessness. Such a puzzling counterbalance.
So I've heard.
My previous owner. What has been done to him?
He's fine. Just kind of didn't keep as good an eye on you as I would have thought.
Indeed. I'm older than you could possibly fathom. My existence predates the entirety of this world. And yet you think you could control me.
Well, I didn't realize that you were sentient. Doesn't change anything, but, that's a new realization.
Why do you believe that you have the strength to control me?
I don't. But
Oh.
I do have blind willpower. I'll do my best.
Interesting. You are new. Never before have I dealt with a being who has sought my power to not control me. Do you seek a pact? Do you seek a connection? Do you seek a bond? Do you wish to forge a contract?
Depends what that contract would entail. Not usually one for commitments, but this seems interesting enough.
Those who seek my power usually have more of this planned out.
Look, I just thought you were a weird coin that had powers. I didn't realize you were some sort of flippin' deity or entity that pre-existed time. This is really weird to me. Look, what do you do? How do I make you not kill me?
I have no interest in killing you.
Huh?
You are interesting. You are new.
Oh,
Every
thank you.
creature that has ever attempted to contain me has done so with a pact, a contract, has done so by owning or controlling me. They all have known my power, and they all have sought to make it so I don't kill them. You decide to grab what is arguably one of the most powerful relics on this planet with no plan whatsoever.
I just figured I'd grab you and whatever happens, happens.
Hence, the absolute fascination. I would be willing to make a contract with you, child, if that is what you so wish.
Yeah? What do you do? What do you want?
My powers are far beyond your reckoning. I could balance and change the entirety of this world at its whim if I so desired. My previous owner, he made it so that whenever someone didn't pay him for something, my power would surge, and he would gain control. He would gain something from them. A debt to pay. And in exchange, he became immortal. And whatever I wished to become of him would happen. I sought that he would never leave, so he never did.
Oh, that explains a lot. I knew he was immortal.
He is for now.
So he took you from him? Is he gonna, die or something?
No.
Uh,
Once our contract is over, I will rip him into pieces until there is nothing left but atoms.
oh. Huh. I just left a man to die. Neat.
Our contract is still contained between the two of us. Until he leaves this area, he is immortal, and I cannot harm him. And whatever happens with those that he interacts with, the debt shall be paid. That will never change until he leaves. That debt will never be settled between the two of us until he leaves.
Okay.
My physical form next to him matters little or not,
Mm-hmm.
for a contract was sealed. Unlike my brethren, I do not fight in the normal sense. I am greed.
Ooh.
Technically,
You know,
it's famine.
Okay. Oh, you're like a whole greed thing. Okay, I can roll with that. That is my aesthetic, honestly.
Those that seek me are hungry for something. They are famished.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you desire, child?
It's a weirdly difficult question nowadays. I think. Well. I guess all I really want is like the power to keep my friends safe. That sounds corny. Yeah. I've just kind of been following the rest of the gang and just helping them out with whatever they want in some fashion or another, or the best I can. I did drink the dragon wine in order to go into the interdimensional planes to rescue a friend, and then somewhere along the line I pieced together a master that was sealed by the gods. I've just kind of been doing things lately. They said they were interested in the coin, so I grabbed the coin. Just doing whatever to the best of my ability to help them out with whatever they want. So I guess abilities and powers to continue helping them. They want to stop the war and possibly kill gods. So I guess something that would help me do that is pretty alright. I'm kind of good on money these days. I have like 400 platinum, so I don't really need to get more resources. Power, stealth, such. I don't know what you're limited by. So
A creature that does not hunger or desire or is famished. You may be the first I have ever encountered.
yeah.
When you wish to make a deal, to make a contract, to give something up, to get something from me, simply rub the coin and
like a
ask.
genie?
Something similar. Ask, pick a name, and I shall return to you.
Pick a name?
Yes, to solidify your contract with me, you will give me a name.
Ooh.
When you are ready, when you are hungry, when you are willing to throw away something yours, something that is intrinsically and deeply a part of you, in order to gain something, when you become truly famished, With that,
is
you snap
very
awake.
ominous.
You snap awake, just staring at Ellie and Oliver and Jackson, just kind of looking at you. And there's the smell of cookies in the air, and the various inner body parts of a mimic just kind of splat around the room. With Mrs. Claus standing on the other corner of the room.
Whew. Whew. Ah.
Oh, thank Paylor, you're back. Heck.
Also,
Alright.
your general aches and pains are back.
Think of Cadence. You're back. My goodness, don't ever do that again, Averin.
I feel I feel again.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah. Feel like me. Hello. I take it I take it I passed out.
Yeah, we made a run for Mrs. Claus's kitchen and for some level of sanctuary. I don't suppose you're interested in more cookies. I get this feeling she's got a few more she'd like to get rid of at this point.
Yeah, I could go for some cookies. Oh, I feel hungry again.
The cookies will be done in just a minute. If they start screaming at you, don't worry about it. Just punch it.
I can work with that. So, good news. The coin was one of the artifacts you were looking for.
Why do I feel a bad news coming on with this?
The bad news is it's fascinated by me. Well, it's not okay. It's not that bad of news. I like being interesting, but
It's sentient?
oh yeah, it's sentient. I'm assuming though the other ones are probably also sentient. We just didn't know it, considering I don't know. It gives those vibes.
Oh, that was a damper on Bill's plan of melting them down into a new tool.
Yeah. Well, it wants me to someday make a contract or a pact with it. It'll give me anything, but I'll end up having to like give it something. So I should only use it in my moment of desperation when I really want something. But the problem is, I don't really want these days. I don't really have a goal. I'm just following you guys.
Contracts in general always seem like a dubious thing, I've been told.
Yeah. So I figure I'll just put it in my bag and we'll use it when we need it. Oh, it also wants me to give it a name someday. Don't name it for me. I'll think about it. I have naming rights.
Honestly, if just simply naming it gives it or binds it to you, I'm pretty sure I don't want to name it anyway.
Yeah. Tommy named it Coin, which is just boring. Yeah. Oh, apparently if Tommy leaves the bar, he dies.
Oh!
But while he's in the bar, he's immortal. I knew it.
How's he still alive with how many times I've been told that place has been torn to the ground?
I don't know, the coin probably just rebuilt it or something. I don't know. I didn't really ask. It felt really nice while I was unconscious, might I ask. Like, I didn't feel pain or hungry or anything, and everything just kind of slowed down, and it was really nice.
Do you
Weird.
feel pain on a regular basis?
Yeah?
Can I medicine check her?
You're more than welcome to.
I'll help.
Okay, I'll do that at advantage.
That
Okay.
help was very needed. You can tell, just generally speaking, she has no like deep injuries or anything like that, or just like anything actual harm. She just has general aches and pains throughout her body, just like usual, growing up inside this kind of city, these kinds of environments, and the malnourishment and stuff really leaves an impact on your body. So she's just kind of in general pain, just kind of constantly.
It just happens when you don't really rest. Yeah. And she kind of like rolls her shoulder back like it's stiff.
Remind me, you need to double check your bedroll later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got the coin, and it was honestly pretty easy. Like that, like it was a little bit stressful, but overall, not the worst job I've done.
Jackson kind of nods. Yeah, I was kind of impressed that you got it. I'm not entirely sure if we should ever go back to that bar.
Oh, probably not.
Also, technically, I think he has left the bar sometimes. It might have been referring to the slums, but frankly, I don't actually know if it meant the slums of the bar.
I don't
'Cause
want to know.
I don't think I've ever actually seen him outside of his bar. He might have.
Still, this complicates a lot.
But now we have a I have a little genie in my pocket bag, wherever I decide to put it, that whenever we need something like really big, I can just give up whatever and we're all good. It'll probably want to take a lot, but I don't care.
Well,
Preferably,
let's try to avoid that then.
If this thing has the powers of shifting the balance between life and death, I don't think it's likely to be worth whatever that thing is requesting.
I guess for Tommy, it just kind of like confined him to one spot for all eternity. But I mean, what could it? What's the worst that it could take? It's not going to take my life.
At this point, I've heard that. Yeah, I've had it hammered into my head basically since birth that it's not uncommon for our devil to wind up running deals involving souls. I can only imagine in what sort of madness I was dealt with back home.
Think it wants my soul?
I wouldn't put it past it if an ordinary being from the underworld can bargain for that. I don't even want to think about what that thing can bargain for.
Well, let's just try taking it one step at a time and try not to do anything else impulsive. We still don't even know what Bill has been up to, or Rowena for that matter.
Not doing anything impulsive. It's like she doesn't even know me.
Nor do we have any idea what the other.
I know this team.
Nor do we have any idea what these other items are going to do if we actually manage to pick up so much as one more.
Huh? I guess that's two weirdly powerful artifacts I now hold now. Let's shoot for 3.
Oh no.
The amount of things that you're collecting is highly terrifying.
Very fitting for the group, but still, it's very dangerous, and we need to step carefully from this point.
I was just gonna chuck it into the bag of holding with everything else.
Just like, yay! Alright, so...
To be fair, technically that means the thing is technically in a new dimension now. Does that mean that it could even interact with her anymore?
That's possible. It didn't seem to really care. What? Jaxicat just like looks at Averett just like, Should I be concerned?
Probably, but I'm too tired to be concerned at this point. As long as we end this war peacefully in some sort of way with minimal amount of people taken, that's fine. I just want to get back to Mercy.
But the question is, we still don't really know what step to take from here. Basically, all we've been able to figure out how to do so far is to postpone the war, but They always seem to come up with another excuse for why it needs to happen sooner.
Indeed.
This is true. We can always try talking to Marigold or just stay in this general area until Bill comes back around, because there's still the bow and there's still the great sword that Sharptooth has.
And then there's also, from what you guys told me, the sickle from Mr. Rigor Mortis.
This is true. We still have that weapon that's still existing too. That may or may not be an influence on the war.
He doesn't seem very fazed by it, weirdly enough.
I'm somehow suspecting the sickle is not going to be related to the war, but at this point, the only thing I've actually seen it try to do is make people grovel. But to be fair, that coin didn't seem to be doing anything until Alabrin grabbed it.
Maybe I should try grabbing it.
Maybe not.
Yes, and risk your life even more so? I don't think so, young lady.
I'm not doing anything with it.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't really know where you guys want to continue. So we have the, we know the orcs gonna come by in about a month, or at least try to make their way in about a month. The elves, I don't know their time period actually. Most of the information that probably would have gotten here would not be very quick, depending. But we could ask Marigold if there's any new information, that she seems to have some kind of spies up top. See what their supposed time frame is now.
Honestly, that seems one of the better moves right now. I'm basically got my hands tied until I can figure out how to assemble this counter illness.
Anything else? I don't really know what other steps you can take. He kind of looks at Ellie. I mean, we only got so many moves to go for at this point.
This is true. It's not an easy dance we're about to do.
No. We also don't really know our own timetable. What timetable we are planning for the coup on the Citadel? Ellie? Did she die?
Sorry.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, my headset hiccuped for a second. Honestly, there's many plans going on at the moment. Marigold is planning on taking over the Citadel before the army leaves. But our thing is trying to make the army unable to leave. The orcs are currently staying put, but if the elves move at all, then they'll be moving. The dwarves are not moving to any degree, so we're fine with that. We have no idea what Bill has done in the process of things as well. And Rowena? I just hope she didn't go behind our back to please her dad.
That would be concerning. Although we could find out with Marigold, potentially. Depends how much information she would have gotten from her spies.
So we should check in with her to see if she has any information for us to go off of.
Alright. And Averin, if you could do me a favor and not lead to your own death.
I can try.
Agreed.
Alright. He'll kind of step outside the door and hold it open. We'll be right back, Mrs. Claus. Gotta get down some of that fancy cookies from you.
Agreed. Those cookies are amazing. I would love to stock up on them.
Oh, thank you, dear. I kill a lot of mimics most days, so I get to make a lot of these cookies.
How do you keep finding this many anyway?
Unfortunately, we have a mimic infestation down inside the little bit of the caves. Oh, right. So we're inside of a massive cave. That this entire house is in part of a massive cave in my home plane, and there's just a massive infestation of mimics that are down below. Some of them hide as rocks and stuff. So I just have the habit of punching random rocks nowadays.
Are your hands okay?
Oh yeah, they're fine. Usually the rock shatters before any damage happens to me.
Sounds about right.
If you say so. All right. We will be right back then.
All right. You all step out, and you see Tooth and Dick just kind of standing next to each other, just kind of looking at you. They still look kind of confused at you for the most part. They just keep seeing you randomly go into a house, then come out of the house, and then go into the house, and come out of the house, and they just kind of like look at you for a second. Dick just kind of waves at you. Tooth doesn't give a shit.
Friendly wave back, because I remember he was the friendly one.
Yep. Tooth, not so much. But you guys eventually start making your way up to Marigold's room. And you knock on the door, and you hear very curt, "Come on in."
Ah,
Hi, Marigold.
Is this a bad time?
Every time is a bad time. Depends on your definition. How can I help you folks?
What exactly has been going on in the Citadel since we departed last?
Most of the Citadel is about the same. Slums down here is getting worse and worse by the day. With the suits upstairs having closed us off down here. We're just mostly trying to stay out the way of the infected, trying to make sure they don't infect us and watch their infection rates rise. So that's been, well, an issue, shall we say. From what I've heard from some of my spies upstairs, things are starting to get a little bit more ramping. The army's getting a bit restless, and there's apparently a change in power ship, but I'm not quite sure what the change is just yet.
A change in power?
A change in power ship? Like
Indeed.
someone's been promoted?
Yeah, what the fuck was his name? Amar? Yes, Amar.
Yes.
Yeah. Amar, just today, actually, apparently has promoted someone within the ranks upwards. We're not sure who just yet. That information hasn't trickled down to us. Usually we actually get from your mother. She got gestures to, Ellie.
Oh.
But she hasn't quite told us all the information we have just yet. Most of us spies who've been watching over him, they haven't gotten much either. All we know is that, what's his name? Hold on.
Pancake.
No, not Pancake. All we know that is, Beryl has been demoted from second in command, and someone has been promoted instead of him, and they're on their way back.
The army's on their where were they?
Not to the army. MR sent a couple groups that were inside of the Rio Tau and Helios over to near Cataclysm to pick up a couple of what we were told were prisoners. Not sure how he managed to get some prisoners from Cataclysm, but got a couple of them and they're starting to head back. Beryl was already out there on his own mission, and then he was told to drop everything, get over there. Then he was demoted for some reason. So we're not quite sure what's all's going on. It's only been a day
Oliver?
since that information's been going.
You don't think Rowena could be involved in this, right?
I sure hope
He kept
not.
saying she's been trying to be promoted and such, and that the orcs were her original goal to be promoted. What if she managed to get some prisoners? And
don't
she's
know
the
that,
reason
Miss
why.
I'm
Okay,
not,
but it's within
I'm
the
not,
last day. Rowena disappeared out of our sights within the last day.
I'm not certain if it's related, but she was asking me about the actual act of creating replicas of them, so I'm not 100% certain whether or not she actually did take them yet.
And if she did, do you think she would have tricked them to thinking she has actual prisoners of an orc or two,
How
even
would
though they're
she,
not real?
At this
how'd she have
point,
learned such complicated necromancy so fast?
Necro?
You,
Crap, that's
you
right.
said
Above game.
creating. You said creating.
Mhm.
Creating replicas. I'm just connecting dots here.
I mean, it is in
Wow.
Cataclysm. It's an easy guess to assume it's a necromancer of sorts. Maybe she got a hold of one.
How'd
And it
she
wasn't
know
that long
that?
ago she contacted with Shar.
I suppose, but wasn't she also terrified of the necromancers last time we arrived there?
Do you think fear would stop her from making her dad happy? And being the daughter that he would want?
If there's anything I learned about Rowena through our little journey of ours, is that she probably wouldn't do something that dumb. Without
And
any ulterior motives, at least.
besides, even if just getting the undead probably isn't going to supply the elven an army with that much. But the question is, what exactly was she aiming for? She didn't really get that deep into the details beyond, well, trying to prod if it was possible to disguise these undead rather than actually define who to disguise them as. Above game, I believe she did not define it to me.
She did not know. Jackson's don't kind of speak up and be like, it is definitely concerning, the idea of her doing that, but considering she has stated multiple times now that necromancers are not something she has great enjoyment over, I'm not sure she would interact with them, even if her father was a big force in that.
Mm-hmm. And even if she did do something like that for any sort of reasons, I say we give her the benefit of the doubt and say that even if she had any hands in any of this, that she likely has some sort of reason for it.
Ellie gives a sigh and sits down. Ah, yes, because each person in this group deserves at least 2 second chances to somehow almost sabotage our solving of this war so everyone can return home. Or return to Mercy if they don't have a home. Like we've been trying to put together this entire time.
I'd
But
still get.
You've
yes.
been willing to trust me all this time. At least I sure hope you do.
I'll recommend giving her the benefit of the doubt, at the very least for a little while longer. These are stressful times, and stressful times have been known to cause individuals to make choices in a panic.
Exactly.
I'm curious on what her plans are. Because she was scouting, then we just kind of up and left. So I'm not really sure where she is in that factor, too.
She always calls it scouting, and then she's gone for so many days. Ellie kind of grabs Jackson's hand to try to help herself calm down a bit.
He gently
If you're
squeezes it.
concerned about her immediate condition, why not just sending stone her?
It's true.
Hey,
Above.
Rowena. Yes. Go ahead.
Above game, I know that we can't really get a response right now. It's just
Oh, she'll come back.
indeed.
So you're welcome to make it if
Rowena.
you like.
We are in the Citadel, wondering where you are and what's been going on. Hope to hear you soon. Be safe. I guess we'll see if she'll ever respond.
I have to wonder what her response is going to be when she finds out that we got here through the door. Oh wait, did she join us for that? Did she join us for that one opportunity
No,
where
she
we
was
left
on
her?
a scouting mission. She wasn't with us when we went to Cicadia.
Mhm. I love that she just doesn't know that y'all disappeared that way.
I was just gonna say, she's like, has she ever met Mrs. Claus? That would be a really weird conversation to have. How the crap did you get across the country? Oh, we have these magic doors. What?
We must funnel people through the magic doors. Well, yeah. Jackson kind of just nods and is like, well, we'll either get a response back from her or we'll see what happens. So what's gonna happen with the change in power ship, Marigold? Marigold kind of nods and she just goes, well, we don't know. It's the biggest difficulty with us so far. The army is not going to move out at all until things get organized and settled. Change in power ship usually means delay in everything else. So they're not moving just yet, but they're all extremely antsy to do so. Oh, hold on just a moment. Nice, okay. Sorry, just read something Averin sent me.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you knew about that.
I did not, no.
Yeah.
That's nice to see.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, she's just like, so we don't really know what's going to change exactly. Whoever became his right hand may or may not change most of how the area is moving. Most likely, he'll want them to guide the army as soon as possible. Really depends on what Amar wants with his army. I don't know how far he's gotten along in his research either. He's currently trying to make a way to have a scientist find out a cure for the sickness, but exclusively for elves. So that's been something his research team has been working on for the last week or two. They haven't gotten very far, but they are making some progress.
Dude, Perche. I was about to ask if you knew where this researcher lived. I've been currently working on some sort of counter illness to the blast veins.
They're all the way up
Myself.
inside of the military section of the Citadel. It's almost as hard to get to them as it is to get to Mar. He believes that those who are working on this cure should be protected as heavily, if not more heavily, than himself. A lot of his plans hinge on that medical worker, so. Aye.
I can guarantee you that medical worker is not as good as our doctor here.
Unlikely. But they're also trying to figure out a way to make it so that it doesn't affect elves. Nothing else.
Well, that's probably the lamest thing I ever heard. He just says, turning around and pulling out a couple of his vials.
It is an irritation, to be sure. We still don't know his exact plan for this virus, nor do we know how he plans to distribute it properly. But we do know that it is not something that will end well.
I have a pretty good idea as to what's going to happen, which is part of the Which is yet another reason why I actually got started on trying to build an illness for this, rather than trying to build an actual cure.
Indeed. Is there anything else I can help you with? She sounds very tired to you guys, by the way.
It sounds like you could really use a mimic cookie or a drink.
Something strong would work well. The days are just getting longer.
Above game, I was about to say that I think Bill still has my brewer's kit, but then I remembered he left all of this stuff, so that means I probably got it again.
Yep.
Dragon nut wine, let's go.
Yippee.
Oh no, I don't even
Actually, I
need to
think
do
we
that.
ran out of everything because they mixed
no.
it together.
Oh, that's the thing. I've still got an alchemy jug with a charge today. I can actually use this stuff to make alcohol right here, probably.
Looks like she needs it.
You know what? Hey, Sin, if I actually use my alcohol jug to make unflavored beer, could I get advantage on this roll?
Sure.
All right, I am going to make a roll with brewer's supplies.
Nice. Do-do-do.
What was that was? Oh, that's just open subscriptions.
Use it,
All
maybe?
right. How do I roll? Well, for oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah,
Wait.
there it is. It's just
Rolling for
1d20
artisan
plus ability check and so on.
Let's see.
You should be able to click use brewer supplies right at the bottom there. That might do it.
I'm a dummy.
Good.
Rolling with advantage. And is this a wisdom thing? Probably would be. I'm just gonna keep it with its defaults.
Damn.
And of course, just for good measure, I'm going to flash this. I'm
Fair
making
enough.
some darn good beer.
This shit, good as shit. Like this thing is
so
good as hell.
So that's a 23.
Yeah. This is quite possibly the fanciest alcohol you've ever made in your entire life. It hits hard, it hits good, it's smooth as hell, and honestly, you could probably light a barn on fire with it if you really wanted to. Goes down smoother than it should, and it hits a lot harder than it could.
And I just got several gallons of this stuff.
God damn.
I need to actually double check how many gallons of alcohol the alchemy jug makes, because I can never remember off the top of my head.
I want to say it's 4. Alchemy jug. Yeah, I think it's like beer is 4 gallons.
Yep. Dang.
Yep.
I think we're getting more beer for more than just her at this point.
Hey, extra fancy Molotovs.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, she gladly takes a drink from you, and it hits her like a train as he like see her like, whew, wow, that goes down a lot smoother than I thought it would. Whew.
I've been trying to learn a thing or two from Bill. Apparently, he's a good teacher.
It's an impressive drink, that's for sure.
Yes, he's become such a great doctor and a great brewer. Honestly, he'll likely be the bartender at Mercy at this going point.
I have apparently found that certain chemical mixtures go well when you mix them with alcohol. Who knows? Maybe sooner or later I'll figure out how to use that fancy wizard spell I've always been hearing about. Wager prestidigitation would be a fun way to make certain mundane alcohols seem fancier.
Well, I wish you best of luck on your adventure there once this war is over. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, I know it's a shot in the dark, but I don't suppose you know much about alchemy.
Unfortunately, I do not. We don't have many alchemists down here. There are a couple of them inside of the citadel itself, but most of them are currently working on that cure, so...
Guess that makes sense, but that's still a darn shame. Would have
Indeed.
been nice to have a couple extra basic details as to where to begin with the actual virus part. I only immediately have the details for the elemental whole mixture where it needs to be radiating.
You can tell from her blank stare that it's just whatever you just said went over her head very, very fast.
Basically, I figured out... How should I say this? I guess I could. Do you care about the general details?
No, not really.
Fair enough, I'll spare you the details then.
That's a smart plan. At the moment, I'm trying to make it so we actually have enough men in the slums to even go up to take over the citadel, and day by day, it's starting to get less and less.
And that's why I'm trying to pick... That's part of the reason I'm trying to pick up the pace here.
Indeed. I wish you best of luck, Doctor, but we may have to put our plans in motion sooner than we were expecting, assuming we even have enough people to make that plan work.
Well, as soon as I get that counter illness set up, I'll be sure to bring it up here first. And don't worry, at this point, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be... I'm planning, and I'm very actively trying to make it no more deadly than the common cold.
Be quite useful. Anything you can do to slow down that army is going to be very nice, especially if we have to go in early. Because if the army's still there by the time we start heading up, we have a whole nother problem on our hands.
Honestly, if either army marches well, we could have a problem.
Indeed.
While that was going on, can I just, instinctually scan the room for anything shiny she wouldn't miss?
Oh my gosh.
Roll me
It's
perception.
a habit at this point, It's I can't help it.
Oh no, no judgment. No, like seriously, no judgment. This is hilarious and I love this, but just I should not be surprised by this.
You do not find much. Her room is exceptionally barren.
Darn.
It's almost disappointingly barren.
We haven't run into anyone who has anything like shiny these days. Like first it was the orcs and then this. I just kind of silently just go shake my head.
It's the two places which are the poorest of all time.
Yeah.
Go to the citadel, you'll see something different.
Very exciting,
Yeah, she just kind of shakes her head. Well, if there's nothing else, then I'll see you all later. If the plans need to go up, assuming that the virus takes hold down here, I'll let you all know. We'll have to move our plans up to the day after that happens. Either that or the army will start moving, and then we'll do the coup, whichever one comes first.
Of course, we should let you get back to your work. Apologies for the distraction.
It's not a problem.
Try to get your rest when you can.
I'll rest when I'm dead.
I'll rest sooner or later, you'll be dead early. Believe me, I've seen it happen.
So you guys step out of her room, and yeah, Jackson just kind of looks at you guys, and he's just like, well, that timetable is not a fun one to think about.
It's really not.
Yeah, but let's be real. Can any of us really say we're surprised?
It's true. They have been locked down this entire slums for the last, week now, so... Nothing really goes in, nothing really comes out, so... It's not a whole lot of ways for the infection to die off.
Just when I thought the place couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, you've been down here longer than I have. It's always going to get worse.
That's fair.
Hopefully not for any longer than it has to.
Yeah, hopefully with Marigold's help, it will start getting better. but
I wouldn't hold my breath.
if we do have to move up the fight sooner rather than later, then we'll have to deal with the fact that we have the entire elven army against us as we find a way to march up topside.
Lord knows, I don't think any of us individually are prepared to deal with those kind of numbers.
No.
Definitely not. But at least Rowena would know the army.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I think the only real contact I want to have with those things is leaving a jar of the anti-illness in our armory.
That'd be a pretty effective way to demobilize that group. Right.
Or at the very least, counteract their attack plan. I'd wager, or even if I do this perfectly, they're still going to wind up vomiting violently if they're already infected.
Alright, well, you guys have about 4 or so days until Bill gets there. So what would you guys like to do in those 4 days or so? Anything in particular?
Continue researching research illnesses alongside rigor mortis.
Okay. Feel free to roll me intelligence check with advantage +2.
With advantage plus, oh my.
Yeah.
I'm just. Oh wait.
It's his
Can I do
forte,
that?
and
Oh, I
he's
can.
helping you, so you get double advantage on that. Wow.
Oh, holy crap! I'm gonna flash that.
Fair enough.
Flash that to bring it up to the 17 total.
This is the most amount of nat 1s and nat 20s that I've seen in one day. Because, like, including our play-by-post campaign, I think that's about 7 nat 20s and 7 nat 1s. And then this game has had, I think, 4 nat 1s and
Yeah,
2 nat 20s.
Yeah, I saw a lot of fireballs in that chat when I was sitting in here waiting for session to begin. I'm concerned.
Don't worry about it.
That Lyra won't die.
Technically, it was a helpful fireball. For now. But, yeah, so you're doing some research. You're pretty much having rigor mortis help you. He does actually help you quite a bit with it. You're having a hell of a time trying to figure out how to do that. So he's giving you, like, some of the elemental properties. He's helping you change the recipe a little bit to reflect what it should be. He's doing a couple of bits and odds and ends that significantly help you past where you need to be. You would probably say you're a couple days away from being able to create some kind of very, first test run of that illness, basically. You definitely say you're like a day, well, probably like 2 or 3 days away from being able to do it. Very rudimentary version, but you do have pretty much everything you need in order to create that virus.
Oh yeah, and in the meantime, I'm probably also going to be chaotic alchemy, or what was it? Unstable alchemy.
Yep.
So that's 4 days worth.
Yep. Feel free to roll them.
Roll 4d20. One for each.
Oh,
Do any
boosh.
explode?
Oh
One of them
boy.
explodes.
What the fuck?
One explodes, but the other. Wait, was one of those a nat 20?
Yes,
Yeah.
one of those is nat 1, one of those is nat 20.
So one of those days I got an explosion. Another time I get what I want, and I get to actually write down a recipe for it to make it
Yeah.
again when I need to.
I
Hey, Sid,
think
do you
that
know
would
what I'm
probably
gonna
be
choose for that?
the reviving one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to
yep.
write down the formula for the resurrection elixir.
Oh
Nice,
my
nice.
God.
So the very first day you try to do it, you're a little bit frazzled, and it absolutely just explodes in your fucking face. Hardcore. It explodes so hard that the room that you're in is stained with the soot, which is very unpleasant. But you do manage to create a couple of things afterwards, and you learn how to hone down that reviving potion as well.
But anyway, that's still 2 potions that are undetermined. Let's roll those D100s for what we get here. One at a time, just simply for simplicity here.
I'll find it hilarious if you manage to get that reviving one.
58 and number 80. I'll give me a minute to look those up. Feel free to move on to everyone else in the meantime.
Yep. So, Averin, what are you doing in these 4 or so days?
I don't know what she's doing across the days, but I feel like Averin's gonna go take a walk in
Oh,
the slums.
okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere in particular you're going?
No, not really. I don't exactly know the entire map of the slums. I
Mhm.
kind of existed for one day in like the series, so I don't actually know what the entirety of the place looks like.
Mhm.
I don't know if Averin has like a specific place, but I'm just imagining probably just kind of taking a walk down the streets and looking about while she like thinks. Maybe she like
Okay.
flicks a copper coin. None of her platinums. Knows the place well enough to know. Just one of her coppers. And she
Mhm.
just like kind of like looks about and she kind of thinks.
Cool.
Nowhere in
As you
particular.
are kind of walking, it's kind of similar to how you used to walk through the area. You're jumping onto roofs, you're going through alleyways, you're going through some of your old habits and stuff like that. You're just kind of cruising down the area. You see a lot of blue flashes from the burst veins people running by, some who look particularly injured, some who are just like irritated, or some are crying. The area is pretty vastly large. The slums themselves are fairly large, both tall and wide. So you're just kind of making your way through the area, seeing the different old sites and old places you used to go to. The people are about the same. Some of them are mugging each other. Some of them are just trying to find any kind of food that they can possibly get. Other dangers and other things like that. While you're walking, like, how focused on the area are you exactly?
Probably focused enough so that I don't don't accidentally run into like anything like especially dangerous. It's mostly just like instinctual,
Mm-hmm.
just like going through a route that I used to walk and some such. Like how you might like walk down like a really familiar like street, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
you know it well enough that you just kind of like tune out the things, but like you don't end up getting like horribly lost.
Okay.
Maybe.
Feel free to roll me a dex saving throw real quick.
Yeah. Let me see. Dex saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost another one. You barely managed to succeed on that one. Nice. Which is funny because you got a low roll that I did. So you're like kind of walking through the area, your brain is kind of off in memory lane, and suddenly there's a dude that just like turns the corner real sharply. And as he does so, he damn near barrels into you. He doesn't look particularly afraid. He also doesn't look like he was trying to mug you or something. He just looks like he was running from something. And it doesn't even seem like it was that dangerous. It was just like possibly he stole something for someone, running away, something like that. But as he does so, you manage to turn out of the way, and you feel the very distinct and very memorable feeling of a knife slashing through your side. Didn't impale you, but it is sliced right through your side, directly through your cloth, and just slashes right into you as he's just running past you like a cannon.
Yeah, I watch where you're going. I kind of like pat down like the pockets just to check if you didn't steal anything.
You did not
Or I, like,
steal anything, but you are bleeding kind of heavily.
Ouch.
Feel free to
kinda
roll a
like-
medicine check.
Yeah.
I have no idea what your medicine is.
Weirdly, +4.
Oh, impressive. God damn, all the high rolls today. You can tell from like, you touching it and kind of looking at it and stuff like that. He nicked something bad and something deep. So you are bleeding very heavily.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly what his blade was tipped with, but something hit you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna like get like a little bit of a look around, is just to check if nobody else is like coming around really quickly before I like get out of there.
Yeah, no one's around, no one seems to care. Just another person who just stabbed another person. Reminds
that sounds
you
about
of
right.
home.
Home sweet home. Only
Yep.
almost, only kind of worse than I remember. Yeah.
So you put some pressure on the wound, and it seems to help a little bit. It's not a very nice slice either. It definitely seems like it dug deeper than it should have, especially from the angle that he hit you from. And the blade was definitely not a normal style blade either.
Yeah. I'll like kind of like puts it I hesitate to like just do I actually I don't think I have anything for if that ended up getting infected with like some sort of like thing from it. So I hesitate to like just straight up cure wounds it. I don't know if that's exactly how that works. But Slums got weird, so I'm just gonna like go find our good doctor real quick.
All right. It takes you probably like 20 minutes to find him, and even with you pressing down the wound and causing it to not bleed as much, it's still bleeding pretty heavily. It's not clotting like it should. So by the time you get into where the good doctor is and where he's inside of his room, you're losing blood, and like you have a lot of blood loss, and like you're stumbling into the door, kind of like slowly unlocking and like pushing it open, and kind of like stumbling forwards, barely on your feet.
I'll like kind of like lightly tap like the closest surface to me as I just go knock knock.
Hey, what's that? Averin, are you okay? What happened out there?
Decided to go take a stroll through home, sweet home, and I forgot about the random people, who just run through the streets holding knives. I don't know if this one was aimed at me specifically, but I hesitated to like try to heal it myself because I think the knife might have been tipped with something. Here.
Let me double check that. Hey, Sin, can I roll for my herbalism kit to check poisons?
Yep. And then Ellie, I assume you'd also probably be in this room at this time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Ellie would immediately run over and medicine check the wound and use her healing hands.
All right, feel free. And so Oliver, do your herbalism check.
Oh.
I'm going to flash that.
All right.
Oh wait. Oh, it's total 20. He won. Yeah. I'll flash her. I'll flash Ellie.
Okay.
So with my flash, her total is 14.
Nice. So you can tell from your herbalism check, there was a type of poison laced on it. Specifically, it was a non-clotting one. So kind of similar to a snake's venom, it essentially made it so she was bleeding out a lot more than she should have been. It just wasn't properly sealing. Your medicine check, Ellie, can tell she has lost a lot of blood. As you go to healing hands her, you can tell that you're not putting more blood back into her. You have kind of stopped the bleeding to some degree. You're pretty much sealing the wound, but she still looks awful. And you can tell as you move your hand back, it does start to bleed again, weirdly enough.
Since
you also can't see it properly.
Since Lesser Restoration has the effect of clearing away poisons, would I be able to use that to help her with her ongoing situations? I've got 2 left for the day, assuming I have not long rested since last time.
You would probably be able to do that, yeah. Ellie, in order to actually see the wound, you would have to take off Averin's jacket. You physically cannot see where you are trying to put your hands because her cloak makes it so her entire middle section is in complete shadow.
Because like not only is like the wraith's cloak kind of like covering up a lot, but she also has like the coat she wears underneath it, and then also like she usually wears her bag on her, and then she has her button-up shirt. She has a lot of layers.
Yeah, there is. It's dark and there's a lot of layers, so you like kind of put your hands against her, and as you pull them away, they are soaked in blood, but you have no idea if you fixed it.
Okay, so Sin, I'm going to trigger Lesser Restoration on her to at the very least clear away the poison.
Nice.
And
Okay.
on another question, is this a different day than when I used the alchemy jug?
She probably would have taken the walk on the same day that you did that, so at the moment, no.
Crap. Well, I guess that would mostly have been flavor anyway.
I'm assuming, Ellie, that you are attempting to get her to take off her shadow cloak.
Yes.
Okay.
Ellie would actually use Emissary of Peace to try to convince her. It's like,
I'll leave the room for this then, he just says as he steps out the door.
okay, Avrin, I really need you to take off your jacket so we can properly take care of you. This wound could really do unexplainable damage to you. Your jacket can be repaired and mended and everything, but your body is unique and cannot be remade.
You're lucky you're taken. I could have made a very bad joke just now. She just like takes off like the jacket.
Yes,
and, like...
I am thankfully very happily taken by a wonderful rogue that can kick your ass. Anyway, please listen.
Takes off the jacket, and there's like just like this like big rip in the button-up shirt. And I'm presuming, Sunny, this is where they see it.
Yeah, so you would see the very large rip, because the way she turned, the knife caught the button-up shirt and pretty much tore along the back of it, which there was no way of seeing either with the shadow cloak on. But now that it's not there, you can see not only that it was a much larger gash than she had originally thought it was probably around a 6-inch gash along her side, which is one of the reasons why I wasn't healing properly, is because you had no idea which part you were healing and which part you weren't. But as that gash goes up and you're kind of following it, you do see a small trail of a mark.
I know, I should have been paying better attention. I just can't believe I let them get that close to me, you know? I feel like I should have been able to at least see the person coming dashing towards me with a knife. Does it look good or bad? I can't see over there.
It doesn't look good. It's a pretty deep gash into your side, about 6 inches, and it looks like there's a tracing line following by it.
As you look closer, it looks like a tattoo.
A tracing line?
Do you have a tattoo?
No. Look, tattoos in the slums, like, you're not gonna let anyone get that close to you with a needle.
Avrin, you have a tattoo right here.
I do? She gonna go
Is it your full elf mark?
My what?
Is this her full elf mark?
Is that Ellie asking or you asking?
It's Ellie. Okay, it was Ellie and myself.
What the fuck? Oh. So, yes.
We don't have very many mirrors in here. If I have one, I don't know about it. Or at least, I don't remember anyone telling me about it.
It is good to note, everyone's referred to her as a half-elf for, like, the entire time you've known her.
Like some people, I actually, if I recall right, some people have said half elf, but other people have like said elf, but nobody's asked.
Oh yeah. It's just been kind of flip floppy like the entire time so far.
Nobody's questioned it.
But you are seeing this mark on her back as you like kind of look a little bit closer. It does kind of go all along her lower back, almost like a honestly to me that looks like a fire tattoo almost.
It's like fire, but like also it's like kind of like it's slithery, kind of like a snake.
Mhm.
It's very very windy.
This is quite the large tattoo to be a elven mark. I mean,
Well, I
mine's
don't-
just a small one on my shoulder. Well, my bicep.
Well, I don't usually take off my clothes for anything. I think these are the only clothes I own, which I'm sure you could smell. at the
That
very
is fair.
least. We don't take baths here. So I'm an elf? Fascinating.
Yes, you're a full elf.
I think you mentioned that. Something about that a little while back. I wasn't paying attention very much. Is
you're-
that like a cool thing? Or is that a bad thing?
I mean, technically, you're above importance than me in this area. But that's because I'm a half elf. So you're a full elf just like my dad, well, Rowena's dad, Marigold, and whoever else. So you hold much greater importance in this area than many others.
Maybe I could use that to get into somewhere.
True, you could.
Neat. You know,
Maybe
if I'm
that's why
that
you got
important,
cut.
what?
Well,
You know, if I'm that important, why did I get left in the slums? Jerk parents.
yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too. Because it makes sense why I was abandoned, and honestly, I'm thankful to be abandoned, but that doesn't make sense why a full elf child would be abandoned in the slums.
Maybe we'll never know. And I mean, I didn't even know, like, realize that I was an elf or. Oh, how long have I been alive again? Oh, I didn't count.
An indeterminate amount of time. Actually, yeah, that'd be a good point. You wouldn't know your age.
I wouldn't know. I don't think we have. Do you even have like calendars or birthdays down here?
You kind of have an internal clock to some degree, but you would only know so much from that internal clock because obviously it doesn't go all the way.
God, every time I start thinking about life in the slums too hard, I get depressed.
So she is of an age. As you, I actually don't know if you have mending. You probably don't, because you're a monk.
Mending? Oh.
But Averin might.
I
you do
have
not.
cure wounds. That's about it.
I keep forgetting who had. Actually, I don't think anyone has mending.
Did Bill have it?
No, Bill does not. Yeah, no one has mending. That's kind of funny.
Oh, I thought Ollie would because I thought artificers would have it.
They sometimes do, but it's cantrip, so and you have very limited cantrip slots. Unfortunately, Ollie does not have that.
I think the first time I ever seen a spellcast a heavy party not have mending. But yeah, so you probably sew it up just with normal sewing stuff, and she puts back on her cloak, and then obviously Oliver comes back in. It'll definitely leave a scar, the rather large wound, but with Oliver removing the poison from you and Ellie healing handsing you, you're pretty much back to where you were. But yeah, so that's essentially what that happens. And then Averin, I'm assuming you would just fucking go and clonk out at that point.
I mean, if she doesn't, I'd probably tell her that she needs to.
It's
Like,
fair.
I'm just imagining, like, Holly calls back in, and Everett's just, like, barely standing up, and it's just like, oh, Holly, apparently I'm an elf. Did you have any idea?
No, I didn't. What about your injury? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just have less blood than I probably should have on a regular basis. I'll get it
She
back.
needs to be in bed rest. If you can write her a note to force her to stay in bed, that'd be great. Or I'll have to do my own skills, like making sure someone stays in bed for their well-being.
The rest of the day.
Jackson has stories.
Pen and paper aren't gonna force me to go to bed.
For the rest
You
of the
need
day, at the
rest.
very least, I'd recommend. If it's that how much of a concern to you, at the very least, let me run back out to the bar and have a glass of water for you.
If you're offering, I'm taking. But I don't have to rest. I don't have to sleep. Elves
Maybe
don't
not
sleep.
necessarily sleep, but at the very least, for the love of God, for the love of Palor, or just don't move that part, or just any more than you have to.
Make torso?
Agreed?
Fine.
Alright, perfect. Above game, I guess I'll go out to the bar and get her a few glasses of water.
Fair enough. All right. And then for the next 4 or so days, anything that you're going to be doing particularly?
Not really. I mean, she'd probably be just hanging around Jackson, getting cookies from Mrs. Claus.
Mhm.
Just sticking around the team. I mean, there's not much to do.
Okay. Just kind of
At
generally
some
planning.
point, she'd probably, on one of those days, she would contact Arthur to see how things are in Mercy.
You'd probably get a reply back being just like, everything's good, saying things up for the worst, hoping for the best, hope you're doing well. I'm there if you need me.
Thank you so much, Arthur. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. We're doing well. Hopefully the end is near. See you soon.
Cool. Alright, well, the 4 days
I'm imagining
pass.
a lot.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm imagining there's a good chunk of it at least that's spent making sure Avern doesn't go back out into the streets.
After being stabbed from just walking out there, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Alright. Well, I think we're going to call this a little bit early as we do need Bill for his portion next episode. And he has a headache at the moment. So, hopefully you guys all enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, feel free to hit that follow button. Go check out our various other social medias as illustrated in that link tree, as well as our website. I did just recently create a new chapter of Fallout Equestria, which I'll be posting probably here at some point here soon. So feel free to go check that out on the website, as well as our other channels, Tables Taurus, if you guys want to watch the other 53 episodes, or more actually, because we have side episodes, or Vods of Valhalla, if you guys want to see all our other stuff. As of the 10th of December, I will be moving all the way up to Hawaii, so I won't have any of my computer or any of my other stuff like that. We're probably going to put a hiatus on this after the 10th of December. To some degree. I'm not sure how long exactly, but we'll see. So we'll be trying to get a couple of things sorted out, figured out. Everything else that we're doing, Jump Chain, Oceans, we're probably going to continue until they're done. And then Monster Hunter will probably be stopping, putting on hiatus. Baldur's Gate will probably be putting on hiatus. And potentially we'll have some other folks like Rogue, possibly Ellie, doing some other streams on the channel as well. So feel free to go check that stuff out and join our Discord if you guys want the most recent information as you get them. All right. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good one.